Hello, Tom here. Today I'd like to share kind of a funny story in a way um, that sort of give you a bit more background in terms of the little story I told through the article I wrote. You can see with the link below. So basically, uh, it's as you probably know, I'm a guy originally from China, and now I'm in Canada for more or less 6 years already. So one thing I'm really passionate about is to build the bridge to allow people understand each other from more human decency level. Because normally what we hear are the people who are on the medias, the politicians, they are sort of talking in a way with a very, very strong political motivation. I found as a Canadian Chinese, I have many observations I feel is worth to share in a way so that we can learn each other a little bit more and appreciate what we have. So this story starts from a bit of very beginning, I will say. Okay, so when I was a kid, I obviously grew up in China. I was a sort of boy with a bit of bad temper, and I like to fight like those naughty boys. When I was a kid, I read this book written by Mark Twain, I think. It's called Tom Sawyer, The Adventure of Tom Sawyer. Oh man. You can basically think about what kind of person I am. It's a Chinese Tom Sawyer. It's kind of my stereotype. So the story just makes me laugh. But when I think about my background in China, a lot of things, there's amazingly similarities. Those naughty boys, doesn't matter what color they're all naughty to a point. So here is my story. Anyway, in China, everybody knows it's a social communist party ruled country. There's a planned economy. There's no free market. So for a little kid, not for a little kid, it's very difficult to find a way to make any money because you have nowhere to sell things. Your parents are being basically, see, I'm a kind of lucky. My parents working for state-owned factories. They are the employees there. They got their basic salary. Everybody are more or less the same, except a few exceptions. I'm going to share with you a little bit more on those exceptions. The other thing though is, how do I say? The other thing is, I was kind of play around with those boys. Obviously, we fight, we do all things. So I sort of became the one of the sort of a top fighting guy. So I'm the ring leader. That's the sort of proper way to say it. So about 20, 30 small naughty boys, we all kind of play together all day long, so on. So there's one boy, and what happened to him is that his parents has a bit slightly different background, because in China, the way how it works is certain parents, we all have those kind of parents working for state companies or factories. But their parents are actually used to working for another factory that is in far remote area, which as a national policy, they got higher salary than the ones who are working in the inner land. That's what happened. So their parents work in the remote area, and they've been transferred back to the inner, but their salary are still the old salary. So that make a huge gap. So they make the salary much higher, 2 times higher actually than my parents or all the rest kid. So they are actually pretty in the standard, a rich kid in a ironic way, not because their parents are businessmen or big official, no. Their parents are the same. But because of this geological location difference, they end up with a higher salary income. So they make more money than my parents. As a result, they have a much better life standard. And I will tell you how. So this little boy come to me and say, hey, big brother, big bro, come to me, come with me. I will show you something you never see before. I said, well, sure, why not? So I went with him to his house. He brought me into his bathroom, his home's bathroom. So this little bathroom, it's nothing fancy in China. It's basically in that old days, it's 1970s, before the open policy reform, economy reform starts. So China in general was still very poor at that time. But the residents are interesting because the residency is okay because the state-owned company distribute free houses to every worker. So in that sense, it's like North Korea, I believe, in a way. So you got something with 2 bedroom, 1 bedroom, with 1 bath, with 1 kitchen, nothing fancy, but pretty okay for you to survive with the basic living standard. So that's kind of decent stage. But his bathroom, no difference than my family bathroom. But his bathroom is the only difference is he told me look up. So I look up and I saw the heaven. What I mean by heaven is they have those dried curd meat. It's like in our groceries, if you go to this those sausages, the people doing the cutting, those humongous ham in China, it's kind of same thing, but instead of the huge chunk, they cut them in slices and then they dry them, they hang them, right? They have all the taste, everything. They marinate it with all the flavors, seasonings, and then they dry it. They use this they curd this meat, right? So they use a little rope, they hang those little slices, and they got this forest or the cloud of meat cloud on my head. So as a 5-year-old kid, you look up, you saw those delicious, the dreaming meat cloud on my head, and I remember I started drilling at that time. So that was the part I start to really get interested. I say, wow, that's great. So thank you for showing me this. Anyway, this guy want to be really good friend with me because obviously there's some advantage being big friend with big bro. So he brought me to another place, is ice cream. This time he played real. He said, okay, instead of letting you see something, this time I let you taste something. I said, okay, show me what you can do. So this guy pulled some money off his pocket and bought 2 scoops of ice creams. So we each enjoyed one. Man, this is the first ice cream I never eat in my whole life. All the taste I still remember up today. So now I started dreaming ice cream every night. So, but the problem is I don't have money, right? And my parents are poor, they don't have money too. So they don't have money for ice cream anyway. So I need to figure out my own way. So you see, I found many times money itself is not something people want. It is always something behind, right? So in my little mind, at that time I said, well, I need to figure out this ice cream thing because this is just too hard to resist. I have to work So my passion is ice cream, but then I need money to reach that passion. So how I'm going to do it? In a communist governed planned economy country where your parents are poor, nowhere you can do any business, there's no grass you can cut for, there's no lemonade stand you can set up, so what can you do? Well, I did. I found a way. So there is a thought, there is a way. Anyway, I found one way. So we have this old style toothpaste, okay? And in China, once you finish this toothpaste, you have that little container, which I think made by tin or something. It's not plastic like what we have now. So, but nowadays, in the old days, those kind of toothpaste, once you finish those empty containers, you can bring it to recycle station and exchange for money, and that's actually pretty good money. But obviously one won't do, but I got my ringleader status. So I called all my little investors. I say, okay guys, this guy had ice cream. I tried one. It's the best thing you never tried in your whole life, guys. We need to do this. Okay, so here is how. So I tell them to go back home, squeeze all the toothpaste out, bring the empty container back, and then we head to the recycle station. So this is all said, been done in about half hour. So 20 of us with bunch of just emptied toothpaste containers went to the recycle station, and we got money. We got a few scoop of ice creams. Everybody had a taste. We are in heaven. We were in heaven, no question. But then we went we fall into the hell the next day, because obviously parents found out. So some of them are being beaten badly, and my investing strategy was failed miserably. So everybody sort of said, "Bro, we can't do that anymore because my parents will kill me if I do it again." So I said, "Well, looks like we run out of that." Anyway, so we say, I still want to have ice cream. How do I do? So I plan to look inwardly, find some other paths. So this time I find another idea. I say, okay, I noticed my parents always put their cash on the top of somewhere in a secret spot. They think secret, it's not secret to me because I pretend I'm sleeping. I'm always keep eye on them. Whenever they disappear, I run out right away to play, right? So I know exactly where that money is, and I have a younger brother. So once my parents left, I called my brother. I said, "Listen, want to eat ice cream, right? Ice cream were good last time." Yeah, he remembered. He's about 3 years younger, so barely walk, right? And he obviously has no objection on my motive, right, and my ethnic approach, whatever. So he said, "Okay, well, tell me what I do." I say, "Okay, here's the plan. I have a few chairs, those hardwood chairs. You can kind of stack them together, and then you hold those connection joint apart, okay, so that I don't fall down. But I'm going to climbing up, and I'm going to get the money where Dad put money in, and you and me go for ice cream once I got money. Sounds good?" So he said, "Okay, that's an easy job for me." So I went up, and he hold the joints, and I put my hand in, got the dreaming cash of $5, and on my way out, just the moment I plan to get down, problem happens. My dad came back from work. So I say, geez, I should really plan this well, because I'm I'm too focused on the money. I forgot the timing. The timing is important too. So I learned a very important lesson from this experience is you need to have a good timing when you investing in something. So the timing is totally wrong. My dad showed up, and now the other thing I found is shocked me too is my younger brother look very innocently run to my dad, forgot my part, because I'm still hung there, right? Because I mean, if he doesn't hold the chairs, I can't get on. So he still he run to my dad and say, Dad, brother is stealing money right now. I'm reporting to you. So this little cheater basically showed me right there. So now I've been caught right on the spot with money in hand, with the witness in place. So my the consequence is very miserable to me, as you probably can imagine. So my two investments experience when I was a kid were basically ended up abruptly. Now fast forward, I went to university. That is 1986. At that time, China already started to open the door to the foreign world, and the economy reform starting. People starting talking about how to start your own business, but still, the mainstream is actually nothing. Still, find a job, find a good company, making the salary, climbing the corporate ladder, or go to the government. Those are the mainstream. Do a business is still a bit undercurrent. It's not that mainstream yet. But as a young student, especially me, has this, very strong heritage of doing business. So I start to think about new ways to make money again. So at that time, every university, you have the Chinese university, the China university is a bit different from Western here. In our time, we have 8 to 10, sometimes maybe even more, in one room, and we have those bunkers stack up. So in my room, I got 8 in total. So it's 4 bunkers, right? That's actually, now I think back those times. Yes, actually, we got a pretty good time to bonding together. We all call each other brothers, and we treat each other like a real nice, good brothers for long times. So it's like a surreal. It's little. Each room, those guys are really bonding very well. That's the way I put it. In short, we talked about everything at night, and nobody go to sleep. I mean, nobody wake up in the morning except me. I like to go and do exercise anyway. So those guys are talking about all those, we are shooting the air, talking all kind of stuff. I told them, I said, one day, I say, guys, listen, I have a great business idea. Do you guys want to join? And I told them, here's my thought. You see, the place we are play is there's a lot of playgrounds, and every time when the campus course is finished in the early afternoon, many students start to go to the playground to play soccer, play basketballs, play volleyballs. Those are the humongous people are in those playgrounds, right? But those guys normally don't play very well. They don't, strangely enough, you think it's normal. Nowadays, you think you should bring a bottle of water at least, right? No, nobody do that. But for whatever reason, I don't know. Maybe they are too poor to have a bottle. I remember that's the case. Nobody bring the bottle. Everybody just halfway through say, oh yeah, I'm too 30 now. What do? They run to those what they call it's like a fountain, but it's not really the fountain like we have here. It's just a water spot. They go and drink. off the sprout. That's basically what we do. So we'll say, guys, what if we set up a little tea stand? We just make some nice tea, cool down tea, so those guys can pay us and buy when they are thirsty instead of drinking those plain water. Sometimes it could cause some issues even. Oh, those guys think, well, that sounds pretty interesting idea. And I say, well, I did a bit of math and it works out, it should be pretty good. I say, okay, all we need are a bag of tea, okay, and then we bought 8 glasses. Obviously you drink, you need glasses, right? And then we find a few a big stand. You can drag we can just I remember we probably just removed our dormitory door as the stand, and then we put a few bricks underneath. That's it. We got our place. Just set them strategically in the middle of those 3 big play spots, which are soccer play, volleyball place, and basketball place. And on the other side, we got the boiler spot where all the students go there and get their hot water from. Chinese has this habit, they drink hot water, they don't drink cold water, right? So only those jackass, they drink cold waters. I mean, when they run to the certain point, there's no much choice. So that's why I say sometimes they could get themselves into trouble, right? Got diarrhea, so those kind of stuff. But anyway, this boiler spot is right there, and the hot water is free. So I say, guys, think about this. All we put in is a little bit of investment, $1, $2 each, and if we sell this, we could make big money. Those guys all getting excited. So we got everything ready, showed up second day, and we stand there, nobody come, because we just looks like aliens in the middle of this playground, right? Because we didn't play. Those guys are all in the short pants, the ladies with the nice jeans, and we just kind of like shady business people stand in the middle with this big door panel with a few cups on. So nobody knows what we are doing. And now I noticed another problem happens, because back then, nowadays, when you talk about business, Chinese always, oh yeah, I like to do business, I want to do this, I want to do that. This seems very business oriented. Not in 1970, 1980. Because in 1980, that time, people are still being brainwashed by this planned economy. And this so-called capitalism, the small business, are actually a bit of dirty word. You feel a bit ashamed to do things in this, like that. So I noticed right in about a few minutes, the biggest guy, we call it Big Wolf. That's the #1 brother. He is a few years older than us. Very good guy, actually. We are still good friends. But the problem is, his focus is on finding girlfriends, right? We are still young, so we are not too worried about that part. But he was old enough to be focused on that. And he also basically and he said, oh, this is too much to me, I can't stand. So he shied away, stand very far, and his face was flushed. And especially when ladies passed, he was so pissed. He doesn't want to give such a bad image, to decrease his chance find a nice lady. So he make it very clear that he has nothing to do with this business. And the second guy is a PhD. We call it PhD. He's not a PhD, but his knowledge on sex, we call it PhD. That's where he got his nickname. This guy said, guys, I need to study PhD. I go to library. So he ran away. And the other few guys just find all kind of excuse. So in the end, only myself and another guy, number 6 brother, actually, I'm the number 8. So number 6, number 8, 6, 8 are actually 2 lucky numbers, but we are the miserable pair stand there. Because he is very tall, he's almost 6 feet 1. I'm sort of tall side, on the tall side, but compared to him, I'm a short guy, right? And we stand there, nobody come. We're staring at our little misery stand. Well, the feeling was such a bad feeling. So that lasting for about a few 20, 30 minutes, nobody come. So I thought, well, I guess my business is going to shut down. Now I need to explain to those guys how to get their money back. It's not too bad. They got their glass as a experience, a souvenir. I mean, tea we still can drink, right? We got a few weeks tea to drink now, so you guys don't need to worry about too much. So I'm still sort of in no lose position. And this door we can put it back easily, right? Those few bricks we can throw them away. So I don't see anything too bad. But I mean, the hurt on your self esteem is huge, because I mean, you failed when you were a kid, and now you're failed again. Oh gee, I can't stand for that. But by then, something happened, a miracle. We have another guy who is playing that volleyball. He actually, I know him because he is, how do I say that? He's like a legend. That's the way I put it. He's a legend in our school, in our university, in our campus. He's 6 feet 1 or 2, and he looks handsome. And he's like a concept like the football captain in our campus here. Okay. And he looks handsome. There's tons of lady after him. And he has a very strong family background, and he knows everybody. And he's on top of that, he's the president of the student union. And he was playing volleyball there. So I think what happened later on after we recall this is he watched us from far for a long time while he's playing and noticed our struggle. So he just randomly. He just kind of very relaxedly, slowly kind of walked to us and say, "Hey guys, nice day, eh? And I saw you guys are selling the tea. That's a great idea. And I'm just thirsty. I mean, that's what a timing. Can I buy two of them of you? How much?" We tell them price. He drink 2. I say, "You know what? Have as much as you can. I think our business is done. We are being closed once you finish." So he said, "No, I think you are doing fine. I will stay here for a while." So we chat, and you know what happened next? People start to come. He's almost like a celebrity to our business. All of a sudden, everybody actually keep eye on it in this huge playground. It's thousands of people, and they all come now. They say, "Oh, because this legend, this big shot with those 2 suckers, we need to check out what's going on here," right? So they all come, and then we are so busy, and I have to tell my number 6 brother, I think I call those fuckers, let them come back, because we are too busy. Yeah, otherwise their investment will be 0. We have no return to them. So those guys all come back. So we are busy. We are selling so crazy, no stop. I think that night we count the money. No question, everything is being covered. You know, the tea bags, the cups, and we have, I think, several hundreds times of return on that one night, because we said maybe over thousands of cups. You do the math, right? So it's unbelievable business. But that business only lasts 1 day. Why? Because The guy who are run those boiler, the water boiler, hot water boiler, was pissed off. He went to our department head and basically say those assholes are taking the free water from us, from me, and they are selling for money. So anyway, long story short, our business are being shut down again. But this time, I think I got a good experience. So what I learned from this, actually, I found after I came to Canada, every summer I noticed there are always little fancy those lemonade stands, and these little cute boys, girls crying their lung out, trying to sell those things. I'm actually having a habit. I always carry some coins, cash in my back pocket when I jog around in the neighborhood. And every time we saw this little stand, I actually go in, I chat with the little entrepreneurs, and I encourage them. I put a few coins there, and I drink their lemonade, and I carry on. Because every time when I see those little stands, I remember that legend in my campus, that simple kindness. I have never ever have a chance to return that favor to him. Probably there's no chance in my whole life now, but I think I can pass that kindness to the people around me. Thank you.